Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin with Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Are you going to say something?
No, I wanted it to be different this morning.
Okay.
I didn't want it to be the same exact thing every day, Jason.
You don't want it to be the same?
We're 515 episodes into this. It's became like I don't know, man. You know, Kay Boning told me one time you get an autopilot.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever say it's an autopilot.
Okay.
But it's just a known that we're going to be here every morning.
Yeah.
As surely as the sun rises.
Most days,
we will be here. I need to call Billy. Possibly won't be here Friday.
Okay.
Depends. We're recording Thursday's show. We're going to record Thursday's show tomorrow. We're going to have a great guest for Thursday, recorded. Jeremy Stallnecker, the Mighty Oaks Foundation, joining us. He's coming in from California, actually, to preach here on a Memorial Day weekend on Sunday.
Really?
And so he's on the way, and we're going to interview him tomorrow, Jason and I.
Awesome.
But here's the deal. Tomorrow night, we're having a party at the park. Man, you need to make sure you're off tomorrow night. Y'all need to come up here, man. We're going to be grilling tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, man.
See what I can come up with.
6 o'clock tomorrow. We invite everybody. Come out to Rather Park. We're going to have party at the park, or as my friend from Australia say, party at the park. Mm-hmm. Or if you're from the north, if you're from North
Boston.
Dakota, Boston. Or if you're from Fargo, where I've got a friend in here this morning wearing a Sam Houston shirt, and he don't want me talking about Fargo, but I was up there for a very short time, don't you know? And you betcha. And then we came back to the Lone Star State. You know, the Lone Star. This is where the stars are, right here. And the star's right next to me. Jason even got the star on his shirt this morning, brother.
Yeah, I got to represent.
So you got a lot going on. But, yeah, come tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Rather Park, 6 p.m. We're going to have party at the park. The whole community's invited. We're going to have some great worship music. Pastor Jason and also Don Jackson, who's now the principal at Mance Park, going to be bringing a great message. So come out, be a part of it. We'll have plenty of food. Jason, even for the kids, we're going to have bounce houses. Even for you, we'll have some bounce houses out there.
You'll have bounce house for me?
Yes, I would like to.
Adult size bounce house?
Somebody needs to invent an adult playground like that. Mm-hmm. You know, like a huge. You know how they have this, because we take our kids to the Elkins Park over there, and I'm sitting there wondering, why don't they have a big old huge swing for adults to get in? Mm-hmm. Like just a big old huge swing 100 feet in there. I would do that, man.
Would you?
They got one at Carolina Creek.
Do they?
They do. Yeah, they had one out there at Carolina Creek. I didn't get to go on it, but it's going to be fun. So come tomorrow night. Hey, welcome in. We got a great show lined up today. Our friend Johnny Holland joining us, and we've got so many wonderful things happening here in the community. We always love to support veteran organizations and the great work that they're doing. I mean, among many other nonprofits here, but especially veterans, this community in this area is known. As I always say, Tara Burnett, the heart of Huntsville, she does so much, but so many other organizations involved as well, including our friends over at the Sam Houston Post, 95, the American Legion. I know Roxanne Moss, we've had her on the program numerous times, and just many, many, many good folks that have been a part of this show. Dr. Richard Hendrickson, who's the chaplain for the American Legion in this area, we've had him on, and we're continuing to pray for him. He's battling some cancer right now, but we're just trusting that the Lord is going to take care of him. And I always say this when we pray for healing. I just want to mention this. I believe in the power of healing. It's in the Bible. But I also tell people this, that if the Lord chooses not to heal you on this earth, if you believe in him, that ultimate healing is going to come once we depart here. And so we just always pray and believe. And Dr. Hendrickson, if you're out there watching, I know he watches sometimes, but brother, we love you, and we're just continuing to pray for you and for a full recovery. And we just love you, man. But so many good things happening.
Yes.
I got a message this weekend from our great fire chief, and he had messaged me and reminded me of that 100-year anniversary that they had. They had a big celebration on Saturday. I wasn't able to make it out there. But you think about people coming together, and we had a lot of people send us photos of that event, and people were just having fun, Jason.
It looked like a great event.
So how have you been, man? Jason's here, Guardian Defense, our Tuesday Foundation sponsor. What's going on, man?
Staying busy, brother.
You're busy all over the place, though, too.
Man, I'm busy. Between Guardian Defense and a little side job and, going to school, keeps me busy.
That's good, man. Well, I don't mind saying the side. Can I say the side job?
I don't care.
Because I really believe this is your calling, man. Of course, you got Guardian Defense. That's what we talk about. But your calling, brother, is just loving people and serving people. And you've been doing that now for quite some time over at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Yeah, good group of folks over there.
It is. And you got some training today. Can you give us some insight? Because you were telling me some stuff that was really eye-opening, if you don't mind, about that.
No, we're just going, we went with they chose to go with a different provider for pre-needs, for people that might be interested in planning their end of life needs. So this new company has a lot to offer. So that's what we're learning how to do. All the benefits that they offer.
You made some points earlier, Jason, that really opened up my eyes because, if you do your pre-planning, you can lock in the rate today.
Yeah.
If you have the resources to do it, and they have some pretty affordable options from my understanding. I know you're going to learn more about it.
Yeah, I'm still learning.
But, if you lock it in today, especially for young people, man, I'm thinking somebody out there 20, 30 years old, man, they don't even think about that stuff. Think about that. Lock that in.
About it.
Lock that in and pay for it because, man, at the going rate of inflation.
Yeah. I mean, look at how much inflation we've experienced in the last, 3 or 4 years?
I want to get to the root of inflation. I'm not an economic major. I don't understand any of that stuff. But I understand that somewhere somebody had to say, we're going to start charging this much for this. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it's like trickle-down effect, right?
It is.
And you know who has not participated in inflation, and I told her maybe she needs to?
Who's that?
Mandy over Fiesta Taqueria. I mean, you can walk out of that place with a $7 meal, and you're full as a tick, man. And I always give her a hard time. I said, man, you got to raise your prices a little bit. She goes, I'm doing all right. Mm-hmm. And that's some of my favorite food in town is over there with Mandy and Fiesta Taqueria. And then, you would think that we eat out at Elkins a lot, and you would think that, at the clubhouse, the food would be pretty expensive. Mm-hmm. Brother, I can eat over there for the whole family for $30 on a Thursday night.
Really?
That's not bad in today's going rate.
No.
We ate at a place outside of town that was and we support local all day.
Right.
That's what we do on this program. But we were eating outside of town at a place, and we didn't get much at all. And I won't say the name of the place because they're a great company, a good restaurant. But man, we walked out there, 4 of us, at $85. And I said, and my wife, she's been taking really good care of herself. I admire her because I don't have the self-discipline to eat healthy. She's been eating like a rock star, man. I've been eating, well, let me flip the script. She's been eating, I guess a rock star would eat unhealthy, right? So I'm the one that's eating like a rock star. I'm eating bad food, and I need to chill out. She's been taking care of herself, so she didn't get hardly anything. Mine wasn't much, and then the children just got some little. And man, it was $85, and we went over the following week to Gringo's after church, which is really good, Mexican food there in Conroe, and it's not as good as Fiesta Taqueria, though. I'll say that. I got to plug Mandy some more.
Yeah,
but we went over there and ate, and you'd expect a place like that to be really expensive,
right?
We walked out of there for like 65 and some change, man, for the whole family. But it's funny how we sit here now and we talk about, man, it was only $60 to go out to eat. And if you would have said that 10 years ago, your jaw would have dropped.
Yeah, 10 years ago, $60? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy how things change. But whoever's at the very top that's got their foot on some sort of a gas pedal,
they need to get it off.
Hey, just lay that bad boy back a little. We're not on I-45 all the time, We need to lay off and just chill out a little bit.
We're not in that left lane on I-45.
I saw speaking of which, I saw a picture this morning from the Montgomery County Police reporter, and very tragic accident there on 45 overnight. A Ford pickup truck, it was a Chevy actually, a real nice Chevy pickup truck, had apparently hit a container that was full of concrete and just decimated that truck.
Really?
And your mind already knows that there's no way that person could have made it.
Probably not.
And so if anyone's connected to that or knows anyone with that family, man, I just hated to see that, and definitely praying for that family this morning as well, because it was tragic. And we were just talking the other day, something had came across an email of mine that was talking about highways and roads and all that, and this stretch of 45 from Huntsville down to Houston is in the national top 10 deadliest highways, if you can believe that. And I grew up in the Austin area, and you'd think 35 didn't even make the list.
No, not in the Austin area, because there's so much traffic you can't get up to speed.
Yeah, you can't move through that area, man.
You get out here between here and Dallas even, man, it's wild.
Yeah, so just be careful out there. I'm extremely mindful now. It's like that day that we brought my daughter home from the hospital. We had her almost 4 years ago, and I'll never forget, man.
Life-changing, isn't it?
Brother, I was going down 45. I was going 50 miles an hour. Man, I was holding on that steering wheel. I think there's still indentions on my steering wheel while I was grabbing that thing so hard. And
you was white-knuckling it?
White-knuckling, man. Red knuckle, man. Them things turned from right. They probably busted open because I was holding that so tight. And I remember getting home and I was so nervous about driving with that baby that I just wanted to protect that little girl with everything I had. And I still do, obviously.
Right.
But then you have your second child, and you kind of, I don't say
lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't say it in a bad way, but you're kind of like, and especially your boy, you want your boy to kind of be tough and strong. And so if your boy's running around and he knocks his head on the wall and starts crying, you're like, shake it off. Now, if it's my little girl. Walk it off. Yeah, if it's my little girl and she does that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole different ball game. Come here, baby. Come here. Daddy's here for you. So, and you've learned, you learn as a parent. Jason, you know this too. You learn as a parent that there's two types of screams. There's the one that's like, ow, I just bumped my toe. And then there's the one that's like, yikes, my toe may fall off.
Right.
And you know the difference between those two screams.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
So we were experiencing a little bit of that last night, and I've had to have some heart-to-heart talks with my little girl about that it's not okay to pout.
Okay.
And this is the phrase that us adults need. Man, I need to hear this, that you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
That's it. Yeah, we had a little challenge with the grandson wanting to eat his supper last night.
Okay.
He did not want to eat. That was it.
What do you do at that point?
We until his mama came back and rescued him, he sat at the table.
See, Braylon goes through these phases of, I don't want to eat this, Daddy. I don't want this, Daddy. And I'll tell her. I'll say, okay, fine. If you don't want to eat, that's fine. But when you go to bed and you start complaining about your tummy hurting, then you'll know why. And so yesterday, and thank you to Deneen, as we call Nanny, came over and hung out with the children. I don't get out hardly at all, but we had a really important meeting I had to go to last night, and it's for some stuff we're working on. And so I just had to be there, and I was so appreciative of Deneen being able to come over for a couple hours. But Braylon did not really eat the rest of her other food that I'd got her. And I told her after Deneen left, I said, you better eat. No, I'm not. I don't want it, Daddy. I said, then don't come to me crying when we go to bed in a minute. And so what happened? She lays down, and then she sits up in the bed, because I always sit with her, and we pray and do a little reading and all that. And I'm still in that bad habit of I've got to go in there and lay down with her until she falls asleep. Well, she grabs her belly. My tummy hurts, Daddy. And you know what I told her? I said, tough luck. And then you know what I did? I went in the fridge and got her something because I just couldn't do that. So, you know, I kind of cave pretty easy, man.
Softy.
Yeah, way too soft, man.
You way too soft.
Well, hey, do us a favor as we get rolling here this morning. Again, our friend Johnny Holland's here. We're going to have a great discussion in just a few minutes. Let us know that you're out there as we wake up this morning, celebrate all the things good happening here on a Tuesday. Big shout out, as always, to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. Go see my good friend Elliot Herzlich. Set up that appointment and then go see him on the 4th floor of the First National Bank building. It's Elliot Herzlich, who's also giving back to so many organizations. Not only just supported CASA through their sketches to Sparkles jewelry design contest, but also a big supporter of the Junior Service League. They just had a great event there that Elliot was a part of. And also coming up our 3rd annual Rays of Hope on Thursday, June the 5th.
Looking forward to that.
That's going to be good, man. We're excited. We understand how to batten down the tents after that first year.
We learned our lesson that first year.
And you know, everywhere I go now, and I don't see people with weights on their tents. It happened at CASA at the All Things Kids Expo.
Did it?
I told all these people around me, I said, y'all need to put weights on your tents because one gust of wind is going to blow them away. And what happened? One gust of wind came out of nowhere, just like our event when it was not windy at all, and then boom.
It wasn't windy at all, and then next thing you know, Rob's trying to catch canopies, and I'm sitting there going, "Yep."
That used to be on our intro video. We need to bring that back, man.
We do.
But batten down your tents. But big thank you to Elliot Herzlich, and of course here on this Tuesday, wouldn't be able to be here without our friend Jason Thompson and the Thompson family over at Guardian Defense. All things personal safety. I know y'all have got classes going on all the time. Folks can come in.
Fairly regular classes. We got range that people can come shoot on, and just let us know how we can help you.
Yeah, go by and see him. Jason's always taking care of folks, teaching them, training. One thing that I was excited about, I mean, y'all had some young people out there one day when I was there. Some students from the university come out there once in a while. And
yeah, we get some university students. We get, parents and grandparents. They bring in their younger, their grandkids or the kids out and starting to teach them, the fundamentals of firearms and stuff like that. So it's fun.
Have you ever seen that? There's a viral video back in the day. There's a little lady that's in a wheelchair. She's probably in her 90s, and she has an AR-15.
Oh, really?
And she's on the range. And there was a figure of this guy, and the son was going, "Go ahead, Mama, let it rip." And that woman's sitting there, and and this is before all the AI stuff, so it's a real video. And she's sitting there just grinning. She starts shooting that thing. She starts laughing, and then the son goes, "Mama, how was that?" And she's laughing. Again, this lady's in her 90s. She goes, "That was good." She goes, "I shot him in the toodles." I'll have to show you that video, man.
Yeah.
But that was a viral video back in the day before, I guess, the term viral was ever going around.
Probably so.
So it was fun. But that's the thing, man. I know we joke around, but there's a serious side to what Jason does.
There is.
Protecting your family.
That's it.
And keeping your head on a swivel, which is what you've taught me, man.
Yep.
So, well, hey, we're going to take a brief break. Jason's got to get rolling. That's why we had an extended opening segment. He's got some training today. But I do want to remind you, as always, thank you for being a part of this program as we promote and uplift our community. Do us a favor this morning. It really does help. Steph Valley's so good about this over at Magnolia Kennel. Whenever you like and share this broadcast,
she comments at followers.
Yeah, and any of that really helps get the word out. We still have people every single day coming up to us saying, we enjoy the show. We enjoy the positivity. That's what we're all about. It's not about us or this production. It's about this community. And that's all we want to do every morning is just lift up people a little bit. This is a broken world, and I don't say that negatively, but it is. There's a lot going on, but you know what? There's also a lot of great things. There's more good happening than bad, and especially here in Huntsville. We are so blessed to be here in East Texas, and first and foremost, even get up each day, and then the privilege of living in this great community. So many good people. We've got a major Division I university right here in our backyard. How many towns that have 40,000 or less people can say they've got a successful Division I school right in their backyard?
Very few.
Very, very few. That's right. And so we have that. I know a lot of people harp about, our prison system, but you know what? That's providing a lot of jobs and a lot of economic activity to our community. And I always encourage people, when you go see, and I know a lot of folks that have worked at TDCJ or is currently working there, go by and just, if you see one of those folks in their TDCJ uniform, just give them a pat on the back and tell them you appreciate them. That's not easy work.
It's not. It's a thankless job.
So just tell them that you appreciate them and what they do. And we had a story once here of at our church. There was a man that was here, and he came here with his family, started out as a CEO, and he said it was the hardest job he ever had. And this was a gentleman that worked a high up ranking government official where the country he came from. And, coming here, he said it was the toughest job he ever had. But you know what? He showed compassion to people, and he saw the Lord at work in several of those men that are incarcerated. And don't get me wrong, people have done some bad things. And I'm not sitting there saying that we should
They
all
get a free ride or anything.
No, and people got to pay for what they do in life. But you know what? We still are called to have compassion. And he was telling me a story a while back about how a man that had approached him very aggressively and said some things to him that he hadn't heard before. That man had turned his life around now and profusely apologized for the way that he had treated him.
All right.
And hearing that story and how he described how he was treated, that happens every day with those folks. And you got to have thick skin to work in the prison system like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because I just told you I caved with my little girl when she wanted something. I told her you ain't eating, then she'd get something. I can't do it.
I'm not going to tell you what they do to you on the air. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah. So just love on people. That's all we're asking, man. Just be there and support people and be gracious and have gratitude for the community that we live in. If you think things are tough right now, I wake up some days, I'm like, golly, man, there's so much going on and I'm frustrated, but then I try to pause. And I'll say this thought before we take a break, and this is maybe the inspiration today. If you get those thoughts popping into your head and you start thinking, man, I can't get through this, or I'm fed up, you have to literally pause and be mindful about what you're thinking about. You have to stop, because if you don't stop and be mindful, the emotion takes over, and then it's just like a spark that it's fuel to the fire,
it's like
man.
a big snowball. You start out and it's hand size. You roll it down that mountain. Next thing you know, you picked a bad attitude for the day, and then it controls your whole day.
It does, and it's up to us to set that. I've always said this, that we can't control the environment sometimes, but we don't have to be a victim of the circumstance. We can't control the circumstance, but we don't have to be a victim of that circumstance. And so think about that. And it's okay to think about it every day. And that's why I talk about it almost every day on the show, because you know what? Talking about it every day, it just kind of reemphasizes, hey, man, we can get through this together. We can come together and get through whatever it is together. But I always say it's the power of the Lord, too. You got to put that first. And if you do that, everything will be good. So
yes, sir.
Well, Jason, you got to get rolling, brother.
I got to get rolling today.
It's 7:57 on that clock, man.
Yeah,
so
I see it.
Thank you for being here, brother.
Yeah.
Jason Thompson.
We'll catch you.
More information online about J. Tomp, GuardianDefenseLLC.com.
Text, whatever.
What's your number? Throw it out there real quick.
936-293-0364.
One more time, because you
936.
Y'all listen.
293-0364.
All right, holler at him. Jason will take care of you, and we love you, brother, and appreciate you.
We'll see you, buddy.
And a big shout out again to your wife for watching my little ones last night. Thank you, Deneen.
Oh, she had fun.
All right. Well, hey, we're giving away something today. What it is, I have no idea. We'll figure it out in a minute. All you got to do is text in. See, I like keeping people hanging. All you got to do is text in the keyword FUN, F-U-N, in honor of Little Summer. And all you got to do is text that in along with your name to 936-339-0139. Again, that number is 936-339-0139. As always, our Tuesday is brought to you by Guardian Defense. All things personal safety. They're online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. We'll take a brief break. We'll be back in a moment. Johnny Holland joins us as we talk about more great things and opportunities for you to get involved here in Huntsville. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent 50,000 $100,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Hello, First Baptist Huntsville. This is Jeremy Stallnecker with the Mighty Oaks Foundation, and I'm sitting in my home studio today recording some different things for our organization. But I wanted to stop quickly and say hello and tell you how excited I am to be with you on May 25th. That is Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to have a wonderful time together. I feel very honored to be able to spend this time with you. As you know, this is an important weekend, a very important holiday, as we remember the sacrifices of the men and women who've gone before us, those who gave their lives, paid the ultimate sacrifice that we could enjoy the freedoms that we do. Very, very important time, and I am excited to be able to spend that time with you. We're going to talk about Memorial Day, what it means, why it's important, and how we can live our lives in light of the sacrifices made by others. Again, very excited to be with you this Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, May 25th.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Deneen with Guardian Defense, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today. Braylon, say this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio. Spirit of Huntsville. Spirit of Huntsville. Spirit 94.3.
Welcome back, friends. How about a little overcast and 80 degrees? Nice 87% Huntsville humidity this morning. 92 today. That heat wave that boy, I wish I was a meteorologist. I know some meteorologists. They're good folks, but I'll tell you, I wish I was one because you can keep your job if you get it wrong. The big old huge heat wave didn't really. I need to be careful about saying this because now I'm joking about it, and it's gonna hit us like a bag of bricks here in the next month. But 92 today, tonight 68, 91 and sunny tomorrow. A little bit of rain on the forecast on Thursday, but not much. And the weekend looking to be nice as well. Perfect time to get in the pool if your pools are open or you've got yours cleaned out or you got a neighbor that you can just go sneak into their pool. It'll be 94 and sunny this weekend, much of the same. Well, hey, it's always fun to have new guests on the show. And a man that I had the privilege of meeting probably about 3 or 4 months ago. We were out at the storm shelter. And in passing, I'd met a gentleman, and I just love how things work out because, especially in a small community, you talk to one person, then you talk to another person, and eventually everything circles back. And that's what we get to be blessed with this morning, than none other than our good friend, Mr. Johnny Holland. Johnny, welcome.
Good morning.
Good to see you. I guess it was about 3 or 4 months ago, wasn't it? You and I met each other?
That's correct. Had the fundraiser, not a fundraiser, but a dinner for the law enforcement community.
I think that was the deal that Humphreys, and was that one? Or I can't
Humphreys catered it. I think there were some donations from Cowboy Contractors and Prestige Contracting.
Yeah, Frank Robinson was over there.
Correct.
It's wonderful. Well, you and I started talking, and I said, man, I'd love to have you on the show sometime. And then, life gets busy, and I know you're very busy, and I've got a lot going on too. But then here's what brought us back together. The American Legion, Post 95, and some great things. I was talking to Roger Burnett, and Roger said, well, we're doing this, and I need to connect you with this, and here we are today. So it's neat how all those things work out, my friend.
Yeah, I'd like to give Roger a big shout-out. He was volunteered by his wife, Tara, who's done a tremendous job with the Hearts Veterans Museum.
Yes, sir.
I was involved with it from the startup when it was just a little blip out on the radar in the old West Hill Mall, and then it developed from there into what it is today. Statewide, it's known. We got an excellent museum out there. And folks here in town don't realize their kids, I think, get exposed to it more than the adults because the school system would take them out to the museum. I remember my son coming home from school one day, and he said, Dad, I saw your picture today in the museum.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. Well, first and foremost, my dad served in the military. He's in Vietnam also. I know you're a Vietnam vet. I just want to say thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate anybody who serves, and especially I'm reminded of that as Memorial Day comes around. I think of my grandfather, and I lost my dad last June, and so this year will be a very special year for us, just remembering my father. I've always thought of my grandfather, but this community loves veterans, and we mentioned earlier, and you've already mentioned Tara, and so many others, and have given back. And I want to talk in a moment about the American Legion and some great things that are happening where folks can get involved. They've got a great facility out there. But before we do that, let's get to know you a little bit, Johnny. I know that you came into this community and for many years had an automotive dealership here, but just let us know a little bit about your involvement in Huntsville, how you got here. And I used to joke and say, just tell us everything except your Social Security number, but we won't go that deep today.
Well, I started my first years of coming into Huntsville was in the mid-'60s from Madisonville High School. We would come over here for entertainment. And then after graduating from the high school, went off to a junior college, and I ended up in Huntsville, Texas in 1968, December of 1968. It was walked in, asked the Chevrolet dealer at the time, Mr. Jim Ingram, who was new in town, and asked for a job, and the rest is history, as they say. I stayed in that business here until 1994 when I sold out, and then I had a agreement to stay with the company for another 5 years. So I've been in the automotive business ever since I was in high school, and loved it. I was a car junkie, motorhead, whatever, and then it led into me being able to purchase the dealership. And I purchased it through an SBA loan, and I want to remind folks, they're still out there. That's a way for a young person to get into a real business. And it was a long struggle, but we made it. We were successful, but it was fun. It was a fun business to be in.
Well, it's neat to hear the story, and I've never met anyone who sold DeLoreans, and now I can add that to the book, saying, you know what, I met a guy, and a good guy, who was also one of the largest DeLorean dealers at the time. And I was asking you, I said, did the movie make that popular? And you told me, well, the movie came out kind of after all that. But what was that like, just being able to sell such an iconic car at that time? And maybe let us know a little bit about that and your experience selling the DeLoreans.
Well, I was in General Motors University up in Detroit, Michigan for a 6-week course to get my master's in automotive management and merchandising. And my guest speaker at my graduation was none other than John DeLorean. Then later, when he left General Motors, he started the DeLorean Motor Company. It was actually, the cars were built in Ireland, or the manufacturing company was in Ireland. I bought a franchise, and we sold a lot of DeLoreans through advertising in the Houston area, and I really enjoyed driving the cars. I hate to see the downfall of them. They were ahead of their time, and they had capital problems just like any other business.
Yes, sir.
But there's still a lot of DeLoreans out there, and they're up for resale, and they've become quite collectible.
Well, Johnny, I know so involved in this community and your journey here and having the automotive dealership for many, many years. You got to probably see so many faces and many people that you probably still run into in the community that you get to say hello to from time to time.
It's interesting. I run into people, hey, you remember I bought 3 cars from you, or I bought a truck from you in whatever year they may mention. And I start thinking, 94 is the last year that I put my name on the back of a vehicle. So it's almost a collectible car now.
Yes, sir. Well, also I wanted to talk about, your involvement at Sam Houston, of course, alum there, and I know you go to a lot of the athletic events. Maybe let us know a little bit about your journey through Sam Houston State University and as a Bearcat alum.
I was a criminal justice major at Sam, and of course I was still working at the dealership at the time and didn't want to get out of that business. But I got really involved with athletics, traveled with the basketball team mainly. But I was fortunate enough we were able to furnish automobiles to Sam Houston, mainly through the athletic department, the alumni department for a couple of years. Coaches, when they went out recruiting, we would furnish them with vehicles. But I'm still involved with Sam Houston. I'm passionate about Sam Houston. I'm passionate about Sam Houston athletics.
Well, you've seen a lot, through that as well, and I do want to talk about the Legion here in a moment. That's why we had you, but I do like to get to know our guests a little bit too. And I mentioned earlier how blessed we are as a community to have a D1 program right here in our backyard. And you've seen a lot of changes, moving from Lone Star Conference and all the way up now to Conference USA. Being involved with athletics, what are some things that you just really enjoyed over the years, and you've got to see firsthand the great work that Bobby Williams and that staff has done over the years?
I've known Bobby for many years. We're fraternity brothers at Sam Houston. And I digress a minute. I want to shout out to the Alumni Association at Sam Houston. They're doing a remarkable job of keeping students in contact with the university after graduation, and it's growing, and I appreciate all the efforts they do. Bobby's done a great job at Sam Houston. It's been just a great trip to watch, especially I was there, the 2 defeats for the national championship, but also I got to witness when we finally got over the hill, and that remarkable year where we played more football games than any institution's ever done.
Yes, sir.
In that one year.
Well, it's so great. And I use that word a lot on this show because we are blessed to be here in Huntsville. So many things, and everything that I talked about earlier on the show, you've had a hand in it, whether it's in business or, involved in the criminal justice program there at Sam Houston. I do have to ask this question. How did you go from the criminal justice program to the automotive industry?
I guess it was a paycheck every Friday from working at the dealership. I never intended to really get into the criminal justice program. It was a degree that I sought after I came here. I got a minor in Spanish and a minor in psychology, and I just had a passion for automobiles. Never thought about leaving it.
And is that passion still there to this day? Do you get to go to car shows and things?
I'm into classic cars.
Okay.
I have several, and I study the market. I go to the Mecum auctions, the Barrett-Jackson auctions. I actually do a little work for the banks occasionally, or estate planning for the value of automobiles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, it's neat because, through all of your life, you've been able to do things that have been incredible, things that you've enjoyed. And we've all had ups and downs, but I know you've had so many great ups in your life and opportunities to be such a blessing to so many people. And now you're able to give back a lot. And one of those organizations that I know you're passionate about is our friends over at the American Legion. The Sam Houston Post 95 is a great organization here in our community, one of many veteran organizations. But maybe talk a little bit about your involvement and some of your passion about that and how you got involved with them.
Well, when I came back from Vietnam, we had the VFW, we had the American Legion here, we had a veterans service officer, we still do, and then the advent of the Hearts Museum. So for veterans here in Walker County, we have so many resources. They're untapped. If you're a veteran and you're listening this morning, if you've got financial problems, you need a wheelchair ramp, you just need to talk to another veteran. You want to talk to Richard Henderson, Dr. Henderson, you mentioned earlier. He's available to counsel with you. We've got so many resources for veterans, and more every day we need them with the young men that are coming back from modern day warfare. Actually, the Vietnam era and Korea's right now, the veterans of that, they're the oldest just about, and then that era. Now, the Vietnam veterans, I was 77 on Mother's Day, so I'm the average kind of Vietnam veteran. But we got so many young men coming back now that need our help.
Yes, sir. Well, I know the Legion has been near and dear to you as well, and that's why we wanted to have you today, not only get to know you. It's been so nice just to finally get to know a little bit more about you, John. I know we had a conversation in passing, but I love the aspect of how you're just passionate to give back. And there's an opportunity happening now at the American Legion Post 95, the Sam Houston Post here in Huntsville. Again, as I've said, they have a great facility over there. And I've got to know it through Roxanne Moss, who's engaged with us, and then through that relationship got to know Dr. Hendrickson. We just had a memorial ride for Clay Talsworth, who tragically lost his life in an automobile accident a few weeks ago. And we started and finished over there at the Legion. While I was there, Roger Burnett had came across and started telling me about the vision that they have to convert that outdoor patio area to enclose it and do some expansion over there. And that's what I really wanted you to highlight also this morning about just the vision for that, what that looks like, and maybe how folks can get involved and help out with it this morning.
Well, thank you. We do have a great facility. We recently voted. We were the last club in Huntsville to vote to go to a non-smoking. However, we didn't want to discriminate against our smokers.
Sure.
So we are going to develop an area for full-time smoking where they have access to the total club all the time. And we're going to enclose a patio, going to make it air conditioning, heating, TVs out there. In other words, you won't feel like you're discriminated against.
Sure.
We want you to be a part of the Legion. We just want you to have an opportunity to be with your fellow smokers, and we want to be inside with our fellow smokers. Well, not inside. Just a little door is going to separate us. That's
Sure.
it. And we're looking forward to it, but we need help in materials to do it. We got volunteer labor. We have a limited budget, but I'm out hustling materials, and I'm going to keep hustling until we have enough to construct what we want to do, and we want to do it right. We're not going to be a temporary thing. We're going to ease into this thing and build it, and then we will go to our full non-smoking policy when it's completed.
Gotcha. So let us know a little bit maybe about the materials. Someone out there today is watching saying, hey, I want to help out. I want to get involved. I have a passion for veterans. I want to see these folks have the resources they need to do what they want. What are some of the ways that people can give, or what do you need?
Actually, what we really need is called, in the construction business, red iron, just bracing where we only have to build one big wall. And we're going to need sheet metal. We're going to need insulation, which actually I got a thumbs up yesterday from Frank Robinson from his company, Prestige Building Supply. He's going to furnish the insulation.
Wonderful.
I was out loading red iron out of my pasture yesterday afternoon with two young men that helped me, two high school graduates, in fact. We're going to bring that up there, and just Roger did the drawing of the materials we need. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. I'm going to hustle up. I'm going out to Bob Burdett at the salvage company today. He's got some laying around. If you're listening out there and you got 2 or 3 pieces of red iron that's laying out from a project you've had, I'll come get it. I've got the trailer, the gooseneck, whatever we need we'll come get it. We'll put our project together, get it framed in, and then close it. And we have no time frame, but it was like yesterday. We'd like to have it done.
Sure. What about electrical supplies? Maybe there's an electrician out there. I know you guys will need HVAC and electricity. Are y'all looking for those resources as well?
Well, absolutely. Of course, they'll come along as the construction comes along. We have a couple of members that are involved in construction. Dale Lambright is one of our electricians that is a member of the Legion. But obviously, you don't have to be a member. If you just want to help donate some time or materials, we are willing to take whatever you have, and then when we're finished with the project, if someone else needs what's left over, we'll donate it to them.
And Johnny, I wanted to mention too, I so appreciate you being here this morning and bringing this to our attention. What's the best way? Who should that person out there that wants to help? Who do they contact? Do they call the Legion? What's the best way to get this rolling for some folks?
I'm going to give you my number. I still work. I have an occupation. I'm a private investigator.
Okay.
I've been doing it over 20 years now. After I sold the business, got married, had a child, a son. He's now 28, Sam Houston grad. Give him a shout out. I'm proud of him. His name is Harley Holland.
Hey, Harley, good morning.
He's well known in the community because he's been my sidekick all those years. But I'm going to give you my phone number, but also you can call the American Legion. With the phone system, will take a message 24/7.
Gotcha.
And someone is going to get back with you, I'm going to promise. I'm going to meet this afternoon. In fact, tonight is our executive council meeting, and we'll go over some of the things you and I are talking about right now.
Wonderful.
We have the American Legion members. We have the Sons of the Legion, the Riders of the Legion, and our largest group is the Auxiliary Group, and that's the ladies of the spouses or just folks who had an interest in being in the Legion. So we have qualifications, of course, to be a member, but we welcome folks just to come and look at our facility. We got a great place to watch a ball game. We tune in, of course, all the NFL, NBA, we've got a lot of Astro fans out at the Legion, a lot of Sam Houston fans. We come in and watch the games there. So we would like to invite the public just to come and see our facility, our project, and help the veterans in this community.
That's great. The number for the Legion, 936-291-0129. That'll be a good way to do that. Again, if you call the Legion, the phone system, if no one answers, just leave a message. And when you leave it, just say, hey, I heard about Johnny on the show, and I'd like to get in touch with him. And again, that number over at the Legion, 936-291-0129. I want to rally the community to come together. And you're exactly right. If somebody wants to enjoy a cigarette, by goodness, they earned that. and that's the same way it was. My dad was VFW post commander up in Georgetown for many years, at 85, 87 up there. And, there were some folks that said, hey, we don't want the smoking here anymore. And that's fine. And as a group, they came together and said that they pulled that out. But there was still that group that said we wanted to, and they found a way to make that happen because, folks have earned that. And let them enjoy it. Let them have that time. And, these organizations are so important. And my dad had let me in on a little bit, and I'll never know because I was never in his shoes. But he said, son, we need to have these organizations because we need a place to go talk to each other. There's things that I wish I could tell you that because I love you, I don't want to tell you. But I need to talk to other people about these things. And that's why we have organizations like the American Legion, like the VFW, like so many great veteran organizations. There was at Clay's memorial service, Tara had spoke and said, Clay, once he and I developed a friendship and a trust, there was things that he came in and he talked to me about. Folks need to have a place where they can go, where they can be themselves, and where they can talk to other people and help them through some of life's most challenging moments. And that's why I'm so appreciative of organizations like the American Legion.
That's interesting you bring that up. I have individuals tell me all the time. I would tell them, hey, I talked to your dad yesterday about something he did in the service. I'm tearing up a minute. And they'll say, Dad never talked to me about that. And I think, wow, what they need is another veteran that they can just say, hey, I was there. I've been there. I know what you're talking. Regardless of what branch you're in, if you're a veteran, you're a veteran, and you're welcome to come out to our Legion and take a look at us. We welcome you. we'll find something for you to do. We'll volunteer you, of course, but
we joke around, call it Huntsville voluntold. We'll volunteer you to do something.
I need to give you out my number.
Yeah, please do.
My personal number is 936 438 0477.
So 936-438-0477. And if you call and say, "Hey, Johnny, I need that new pickup truck that's out there," Johnny said, "Well, I don't do that, but I can help you out with this."
I might refer you to somebody I know.
So give Johnny a call, and let's continue to support great organizations here in our community. Johnny, if it's okay with you and your permission, I'm going to take our interview today and put together an article, and we'll put that on our website as well, in our newsletter, to let folks know kind of what you're doing, and then also about the support for the Legion.
Rob, we again appreciate you and letting us get our message out to the community this morning.
You bet. Well, one final question. I always ask my guest on the phone this. I'm going to ask you, since you're sitting here next to me. This community has been such a big part of your life for many, many years. What have you enjoyed most about Huntsville? What has made this such a special community for you, Johnny?
I guess staying in touch with all my I was in several service clubs over the years, staying in touch with those people, see them succeed in their business. I was Chamber of Commerce president back in the 90s. We were struggling at that time, and I've seen the Chamber just keep on developing. It really does help businesses. And then my other passion is Sam Houston, seeing the enrollment keep going. I think Dr. White's doing an excellent job with the university right now. Our athletic program is fun. It's fun to go. I like football, the basketball, the baseball game, the girls softball. Met the golf coach last year where we did a cookout. I'm a member of a group called the Old Cats, and we're some of us are former lettermen, some are not, but we cook for all the teams once a year at least, and just meeting the young students and their aspirations to get a degree here and their athletic accomplishments, it makes it fun. Like you said earlier, a town of 40,000, and we got a D1 school, and we are moving and shaking. And I travel a lot. People, "Oh, you're a Bearcat. I know what that is. You're Sam Houston."
Yeah,
that's right. We're proud of it.
That's great. Well, Johnny, so great to have you. It's funny you mentioned the Old Cats, because when I had that brief privilege of calling the games, Brian Adams and I became really good friends. And Brian, one of his favorite things was to always introduce me to anyone that was involved in the Old Cats. And he goes, "Hey, brother, you got to come meet this guy. He's part of the Old Cats." And Brian was always excited about that.
Brian's a good friend of mine. His father was my banker at one time in Huntsville. Watched Brian play Huntsville High School quarterback. Watched him play up here at Sam. He's doing a great job calling the games now, and I enjoy listening to him.
Yeah, great guys. So, well, Johnny, thank you. This has been fun. It's always good to come on, and I love having folks that have been in the community. I love having everybody on this show, but especially folks that have been here and have seen so many great things. And there really, truly is so much more good than bad, especially here in Huntsville. And I always encourage folks, just focus on the good. If you run into somebody like Johnny Holland in the community, there's going to be nothing but good. And because that's the good that these folks like Johnny exemplify. So let's keep making Huntsville a great place for people, Johnny. You're doing an awesome job, and thank you again for all that you do, my friend.
Well, thank you, and thanks to Commander John Nixon for encouraging me to come on the show this morning. He's our current commander out the Legion. I understand he might be a neighbor of yours, and I didn't know you were riding bikes until John told me that the other day.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, see, I'm going to have to learn a few things. Yeah. So there's someone keeping their eyes on me.
That's right.
All righty. Well, friends, we're going to take a brief break. Again, Johnny Holland, we'll have information on our website, so make sure you go to hellohuntsvilletx.com for more information. Hey, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to buy somebody's lunch. That's what we're giving away today. And so if you've got Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, any one of those, if you need cash, I guess we can figure out a way to swing that, but it'd be much easier just to send it to you over the phone somehow. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm feeling generous today. How about $25 going out today? $25 to somebody out there. And all you got to do is text in the keyword FUN along with your name to 936-339-0139. Text that in. We'll call a winner here in just a few moments. We'll step aside, take a break. Big thank you, as always, to Guardian Defense. All things personal safety online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. We'll be back in a moment. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
This is KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
friends, back at it as we continue on this morning. Thanks for being with us. Boy, what a great interview to have Johnny Holland here with us this morning. Just a great man. We had a little extended break there as Johnny and I were catching up a little bit. And, I just love this community. I really do, and love the opportunity to be here every morning to highlight folks like Johnny and so many others that are making such a positive impact. And it's my little inspiration today, too. I know we had some earlier, but I've been thinking a lot about the word legacy, especially this morning, and having someone like Johnny on and the things that he's done with business and giving back to the community. And I want to ask you this morning, what is your legacy? What are the things that you're doing now that are going to make an eternal impact? And what I mean by that is, are you planting seeds? Are you doing things today that people are saying, one day I want to live a life like that? And I'm not saying to do these things to put yourself on a pedestal. What I'm doing is saying it to be an inspiration to the next generation, to the next person. You see someone like Johnny on this program, you immediately are taken back and you think about, my goodness, are there things that I can do right now to maybe improve what I'm doing? Maybe you're working for somebody. You don't have to have your own business to be successful. You can work for other people, and you can do very well at the job you're doing. Friends, I think the most important component of legacy is, what is that people will say about you, about the Lord? And I want to encourage you this morning, as I encourage myself every single day, that we all make mistakes. We fall so short. We are all sinners saved by grace. But think about that today. And I had a Facebook post yesterday that kind of goes back into this. And I was thinking about it last night as I posted this on Facebook. And I don't mean this in a judgmental way because, again, friends, I'm making more mistakes than 99% of probably all of you. But I thought about this. If what you are doing is not bringing glory to God, friends, take a moment today and ask Him to guide your steps. I encourage you to stop right now in the middle of whatever you're doing and say, Lord, guide my steps today. Friends, I want to remind you that you were created with a purpose to live in a way that honors the Lord and points others to Him. And that's the key. There's the legacy. And so think about this today. Is there something that's happening in your life that He may be asking you to lay down or do differently? Pause, take a moment, and think about those things. And friends, if this morning something comes to mind and you said, you know what, I'm so unworthy, I've made so many mistakes, it's okay. We've all been there. We've all made mistakes. And the reality is none of us are worthy. But that's why Jesus came and died on the cross over 2,000 years ago. Because He knew, God knew, that we needed a Savior. That we needed somebody that we could latch on to and say, help me through this. Lord, help me through this day. Lord, help me to overcome this difficulty that I've been a part of. Help me to overcome this alcohol or drug addiction. Lord, help me to overcome the things that are separating me from you. And it's not going to happen overnight. For some it may. For others, it may be years in the making. But don't lose hope. And don't lose faith. Because, friends, faith is the one thing that will get us through and keep us connected to the Almighty. Hey, I love you all. It's so much fun every single day. Even through 515 episodes, I still love waking up every single day and being able to come here. There's not one time that ever really comes through my mind that says, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be able to talk to you every day, and I hope that many of you have been able to get something out of these shows through these 515 episodes. We're working hard behind the scenes to always come up with new content, engaging content, to have guests like Johnny and many others on the show. And I want to ask you for your help this morning. If there's someone in the community that you think would be great to have on our program, please reach out to me and let me know. We're always looking for people. We're always looking for nonprofits. We always have people here, but we're always looking for more. And you can simply email us, very easy, hello@hellohuntsvilletx.com. Again, that web address is hello@hellohuntsvilletx.com. Well, again, many people were texting in this morning, and I wanted to give away $25 today to somebody out there. I wanted to buy somebody's lunch today. And here's what we're going to actually do. And our friend Sky Carlton, who we appreciate her and her husband Brad so much, they have an organization called Deep Clean Texas. They're also part of our Hello Huntsville Ethical Business Directory. She said, you know what? I've got $25 to Honor Cafe today. And so Honor Cafe, $25 gift card that we are going to give one away today. That is courtesy of Deep Clean Texas, Sky and Brad Carlton. And so that is what we're going to give away today. I said I was going to buy your lunch today. Well, Sky just sent me a message. Hey, we want to help somebody with lunch today. And so that is what we're going to do. Again, $25 to the new Honor Cafe here in Huntsville is your opportunity for lunch on us today. And let's go ahead and head over to the phone line. We've had quite a few text messages coming in. We'll hit the randomizer. And, boy, this is somebody that's won on this show before, who's won quite frequently. Let's head over right now and let them know what's going on.
Yellow.
Hey, good morning. Who is this?
Kyle.
Kyle Kreiner. Where are you at, Kyle?
I'm at the house.
No, you're at the house. Man, have you been gone for a while? What have you been up to?
Oh, no, I've just been working around the house.
Well, awesome. Well, hey, man, we had about seven people text in this morning. Several of them were new people, too. And, Kyle, you are the lucky winner today. How about $25 to Honor Cafe? Have you been over there yet?
No, I hadn't been there yet.
Well, perfect. You still have another prize over here, too, that you won a few weeks ago that we got on the table for you, man.
Oh, whoops.
So, well, Kyle, congratulations. That's courtesy of Sky and Brad Carlton over at Deep Clean Texas. So you have won a lunch today over there at Honor Cafe. And if not today, you can use it anytime. In fact, I may not be able to pick up the card until later today. But again, $25 to Cafe Texan. To Honor Cafe, man. So congratulations.
Fantastic.
Everything else going all right, man?
Everything's good.
Well, awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us.
Kids are about ready to be out of school.
Yeah, when is that? Is the last day already happened, or is that coming up?
It's coming up Thursday, I believe.
Okay. Awesome, man. I was going back thinking about my last day of school, and it was a long time ago. I miss those days, man. Let them know that now life really starts, right? Right after you walk and get that diploma, then the real life gets going, man.
Oh, they still got a couple years for that.
Well, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's right, because both of yours are still in school. I thought one of them was graduating.
No. Taylor's junior. She'll be a senior next year, and Jordan's finishing up his freshman year.
Okay, well, cool. We'll tell them then they got a few more years to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, well, Kyle, appreciate you, man. Thank you, buddy, and we'll get that over to you soon, all right?
All right, appreciate it.
All right, brother. Come by the studio and see us, man. We always appreciate you.
All right. Take care, buddy.
All right, see you, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Kyle Kreiner, a longtime supporter and watcher, viewer of the show, winner today of that gift card courtesy of Deep Clean Texas. So big thank you to Sky and Brad Carlton. Hey, I wanted to plug them real quick. If you are looking for, I'm talking about not just a deep clean, but to keep your house in order, you can call them. They'll come by and do an initial deep clean, but they can also put you on a schedule to make sure that your house stays clean. I encourage you right now to go to deepcleantexas.com for more information. It's Deep Clean Texas. Sky Carlton and her husband, Brad. Wonderful, wonderful folks. Well, friends, that'll wrap it up. We got a busy day here, and I'm excited about the rest of this week. A lot going on here on the show and the program, and we want to keep you engaged. We'll have Rick and Kay Boning, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, with us tomorrow. And then Jeremy Stallnecker joins the show. He is the CEO of the Mighty Oaks Foundation, on with us Thursday, and we'll wrap it up on Friday with Billy Cawthon and Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Friends, as I end every morning and every show reminding you that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please, provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there today needs you. Until next time, good morning, Huntsville. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early at 7:30. Have a blessed day, everyone.